Marriage be like confra.
When you go through your husband's phone, that thing when you want to see, you go see him.
I don't think my wife has ever bought herself a hair.
I have just one.
Okay, just one.
Just one.
Personally, I don't like giving head. It's not my thing. Initially.
Because wherever you go through your husband's phone, you will definitely get hot. Because you must see one or two.
Every marriage should do whatever it takes to keep it.
That side chick you're with will definitely leave you. She's there because of what she can get from you. Like my wife can never be a party of all this food. I'll go to the gym in the morning and end up in the evening. My wife is not in any social group.
If we have good marriages, we'll have good society.
I know people who will tell their wife to go and bring her friends. Let's have threesome.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have some super amazing guests in Family Clinic today. And of course, trust me, these people has a lot to say. These are couple who I witnessed their marriage. I was there from day one. So I'd like us to hear from them what they have to tell us. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make welcome Honorable Kelvin Nwabweze and his beautiful wife. Come on, this marriage has lasted for the past 10 years and still counting. So I would like to start from Honorable Kelvin. Would like you to tell us, how has it been with you on this journey, your union? How have you been able to sustain this marriage for a long period of time that is up to 10 years? You know, we have the narrative where the young people of this generation don't want to say any little thing they flare up and they don't feel like their wife is no longer compatible and they think they want to end it. So how has it been with you, and how were you able to carry along with your family all to this time?
So far, it's been an amazing journey. Not always rosy. Marriage is not a tea party, but first you must first of all decide that you want to be married. Yes, you don't get into marriage because you're being influenced or because of what you get temporarily. You know, marriage is an institution that you never graduate from. Even after many years, once in a while, you still find something that you've never seen in your marriage, and you're like, oh, I've not seen this part of my wife, I've not seen this part of my husband. But first you must have made up your mind that I want to be in this marriage, I want to marry. And always learn to admit when you're wrong and admit your mistakes. You know, previously I was having a conversation with my wife. I traveled and we were having an argument, and in the course of argument she started saying, oh, you do this, you do this, you do that. And when I dropped my phone, I actually sat back and I realized that, oh, I actually do these things without knowing that I do them.
Yeah.
So I made conscious efforts to address them. So, you know, they go to say, marriage be like confra. And what you want to tell people?
Yes.
Now they tell them. People don't know how waiting they happen behind. But you see, this generation, they always work with what they see on social media. They always work with what people tell them.
Tell them, yes.
And it influences their decision. And most of the time when they get into marriage and find out that this is not what they thought, they want to pull out of the marriage. And one thing again that I've noticed in my marriage is that I don't let a third party get involved or influence our decision. At some point, at the early stage of my marriage, I'm not the best of guys,
yes,
to marry, considering my job. I'm a politician. I'm also a young guy who is always out.
Yes.
I'm club. I'm
an outsider.
An outsider. You know, so sometimes challenges come. Most times it's not actually what they appear to be like that it is. So something happened and my wife said, oh, she's done. She called up my mother-in-law. Now my mother-in-law should come. Blah 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 blah. And I came. My mother-in-law came and she was like, what happened? And by the time my wife was done and narrating, she just said, Kelvin, I'm not giving you license to do whatever you want to do.
Yes.
But you, my daughter, this should be the last time you call me into anything that has to do with you and your husband.
Who said this?
Your mother-in-law. Yes. So whatever issues you have, resolve it. Don't ever call me. And
straight up.
She picked up her bag and left. And since then we knew that okay, whatever it is,
it's between the two of you.
It's between the two of us.
Wow.
And we need to resolve. And you know, at the early stage, I have a mentor and a mother, Pastor NY2. She was my pastor then. And my wife will always want to go through my phones then, and pastor will say, don't always go through your spouse's phones. And I think that's also one thing that has kept our marriage. I'll give you an instance. I'm a sweet talker. I can just carelessly, or not even carelessly, I might just be talking to, let's even assume it's your wife,
Yes.
who is the family friend. And
Yes.
she texted me, oh, Bra Kelvin, happy birthday. And I'm like, oh, thanks, darling. For someone who doesn't know that it's Bra Emeka's wife, who
Yes.
say, oh, you're calling somebody a darling. You don't even know who the person is. And it's just a harmless conversation.
Yeah.
And you read different meanings into it. The earlier you avoid things that are not necessary, the better for your marriage. So basically, it's not been easy. Have ups and downs, but you know, it's always good to marry your friend. Because I think for almost every marriage, it gets to a point where it is not just love anymore, but you need
beyond
friendship
love. Yes.
to sustain the marriage. The Bible did not actually say marry who you love. That's not what the Bible said.
Yes.
The Bible said love your partner, love your wife, love your husband. So you grow the friendship, you grow the understanding, you grow the mindset, then you build the love. So it's really not been easy, but then it's
Wow.
been beautiful.
Wow, this is Mrs. Kelvin. You know, when you see our young girls, as a matter of fact, most times when I post something on my WhatsApp status, probably a particular way a man reacted, the next thing or the next comment I start getting is, if it's me, I will just let him go. I will divorce him. I will leave him. I will do all kinds. Had there been a time where you have some tough challenge with him that it got to a point where your mind or you started thinking that you want to leave this marriage? So what was your choice or decision that made you stay? How were you able to say, irrespective of what this situation is, this is my husband, I've got to build with him? So what was how were you able to keep those things to yourself and then sustain your home?
I think it's just forgiveness. If you're able to forgive your partner, it will bring a stronger relationship. But when you don't forgive, you will want to leave. The Bible says divorce is a sin.
Yes.
It's not good to divorce.
Yes.
So when you wrong your partner,
Yes.
you'll be able to say, I'm sorry.
Yes.
And when you apologize, the relationship, the marriage grows stronger.
Okay, so how come because this has been a serious agitation, this phone issue. So how come you told yourself, knowing that your husband is an outsider, and as a result of his profession as a politician, of course there are messages or anything could happen, you know, is it that you don't suspect him to say, let me just peep and check if any side chick is trying to call him or text him, let me know if he's having anything outside? So you don't have that urge to check his phone?
Initially, I do.
Okay.
But now I don't anymore.
Wow.
Because I found out that I'm killing myself. When you go through your husband's phone, that's the one you want to see, you go see him.
You go say,
And when you see it, you are killing yourself. So why not leave his phone and have peace? And the marriage will grow.
Wow. Okay, Kelvin, all the while you are an outsider because your business or your profession carries you everywhere. In fact, as a matter of fact, you are everywhere. So how has it been being a politician and putting your home together? How were you able to put these things together?
You know, first is you must realize that your marriage, your home, comes first. You must love your family just like you love Christ. And also, secondly, the kind of friends you keep really goes a long way.
Wow.
I have this set of friends that believe that they always tell you, but before you come out, you don't settle home, you don't settle the house. I have friends that they are not sent. Like I know people who have friends that are not sent, and you see them, maybe they go out with a girl, and they say, I just take this girl out now. I spent 100,000. I know people like that, and before you know, they just transfer 200,000 to their wife. I say it's not this one. This one they keep my house.
Yes.
Now they pray for me. All these ones now just free.
Yes.
You know. So basically, it's my home first. I don't joke with my home. And no matter what happens, Whenever my wife or my kids call, I must pick the call. It doesn't matter
you
who.
must take the call.
I must take my call. And also, I learn to communicate my whereabouts. I learn to talk. I learn to be honest. And I find it very difficult to deny what I do. No matter how grievous it is, I said, babe, I did it, I'm sorry.
You own up.
No, I own up.
Straight up.
I said,
You know they make that mistake.
I said, babe,
You own up.
Immediately.
I am sorry. And it ends there. Like, I have a friend who is in Abuja now. He grew up in this town. We all know him. You know him. One day we were having a conversation in Abuja on his 40th birthday, and he said something. He said, for every time my wife catch me, she said, they do bad thing. Go report me to my father-in-law. My father-in-law go call say, guy, you do am. I go call say, yes, I do am. He said when he leaves, the father-in-law will not call him and say, you no get sense. You go deny say you don't do that first before.
Because let me be the surprise.
He said, but daddy, I just have to admit. And sincerely speaking, when you admit,
Okay.
when you're honest and sincere,
Yes.
it keeps your relationship going because it's easier to explain. It's easier to correct misconceptions. Because most of the times, what you're actually being accused for are things that you actually don't do. But you just get misconception and miscrewed. And let your wife know you. Let your wife know who you are. Let her know your friends. Let her know. Because like I keep telling her, most of the times, we're actually out with the boys drinking and gisting till 12, 1.
Yes.
You not there with any girl. You not there with any babe. When I
Yes.
just they talk.
Talk. Yes.
But I just the gist. So, but when you try to keep some certain things away from your family, it makes the relationship complex and complicated. They should come first. I've been married for like 10 years plus. I don't think my wife has ever bought herself a hair.
I have just one.
Okay, just
Wow.
once.
Just one.
Oh, in all of
so
it.
who is buying all the?
I do them myself.
Yourself. Wow.
I make it a habit that whenever I travel, I get them something, no matter how small it is. Let your family feel love. When I have, they know. When I don't have, they know. So I think these are some of the things that sustains relationship. And I think this generation also, they learn to marry for spec. But I don't think the marriage should be based on spec. Marriage should be based on understanding, love, and friendship. Because when you go for spec, you always see a spec that is better than your spec.
Spec. Exactly.
And you go for that spec. After that spec, you see another spec that goes for that is better than that spec. So that's how you keep specking and specking and specking until you're speckless. So it's basically understanding. And what we see these days, I'm a young guy, I meet people every day, and parents should not force their daughters into marriage or compel them to marry because of money. I've seen a lot of married women, they'll tell you they're not enjoying this marriage because they got into the marriage because of their parents.
Yes.
The husband have money, he doesn't have the time. You must learn to make out time for your family.
Yes. Okay, Kevin, I've been in a circle where I listen to some guys, you know, and we are gisting. We're talking about how a man could support his wife. I'm not talking about the financial aspect now. I'm talking about as a man, is it proper that you should join your wife, assist her in house chores, probably take the kids to school, bathe the kids, do all kind. You know, some of them argued and said they can't do it. That even their wife knows that they can. She no go fit try and wake them that early morning, say make they can't carry picking go school or do those kind of. So, what do you think? Is it a proper idea that a man could have it that I cannot do anything that has to do with house chores, that these things are specially made for the women?
My husband does that. He takes my kids to school every morning.
Wow.
I have a friend in this town who is a commissioner, president commissioner,
Yes.
and you know him. He bathes his children. He goes to school on today as a commissioner. He cooks for them.
Wow.
I was in Israel with the wife, and when we came back from Israel, the wife had reason to travel abroad.
Yes.
And in all of this space, within the space of 1 month, he will take them to school. He will come back and make sure he cooks indomie for them. The kids are grown. He will make sure there's food. He stay with them. He will take them to church and bring them back. So I think it's just discipline, and this generation, they are beginning to lose that spirit, that family touch.
Yes.
Things are no longer organic.
Yes, exactly.
And it's not a crime. I'm not good with, I can't cook. I don't know how to cook. But I like it when they are not at home. Before they are back, I must have arranged the house. My wife travels. I want to make food before she comes back. Even if I can't make, I can call the girl that stays with me and say, okay, how do we mean this? Go and buy this, cook when mommy comes back. There's joy when everybody is happy in the house. Like, for instance, me, I don't watch football outside my house.
Wow.
Except accidentally I'm outside. I want to come home and watch football with them. Even when they're not watching with me, I just sit at home and watch football. So the bond and the compatibility what keeps marriage. And for men, no matter how busy you are,
Yes.
try to make out time for your family. They are not log of wood. They are humans. They need that attention, they need that time, they need that companion.
Yeah.
And for us men that are always busy, you find out that even when you go for school, that you have the time of talking with your kids and bonding with them. Because you wake up in the morning, you're out, you come back in the evening, you're tired, you sleep. But when you go for school run, you have time to hear them say some certain things, you talk with them, you laugh with them. And you know your kids and they know you.
You know, as a marriage counselor, there are a lot of people who will come to my DM to tell me that for the past 6 months, 5 months, 8, got like even up to like 8 months, their husband never touched them. You know, I have a lot of women who are, and I feel that this is one of the reasons why we keep having issues where you say the man is not around and then the woman begins to find somewhere to pour out or her emotions and everything, or that feeling to be a woman. So what do you have to say? Because the men thinks that it's all about the money, but they forget the fact that these women have emotions, they have feelings. So you go outside as a man, you stay up to, like, you go out, you have fun, probably you have a side chick somewhere where you are satisfying yourself, and then 3, 4, 5 months your wife is just there as if she's a wood. So what do you think? What do you have to say about it?
You see, I think it's sheer wickedness. I think it's sheer wickedness because I tell people, for me, there's a certain kind of sexual relationship or intercourse that I'm not quite familiar with.
Yes.
But along the line, I realized that, okay, this is what my wife likes.
Yes.
I have to start researching. I have to start
For
learning.
style.
Yes, not really, you know. You know, I need to start.
Oh, this thing is very important.
I need to start like.
No, but tell me, hold on, sorry.
Yeah.
You see this style of a thing,
Yeah.
It don't bring a lot of issues where, especially Christians, so to say, maybe they be evangelists, you be deacon, you feel say na just missionary.
Mama and Papa.
Go ahead.
Personally, I don't like giving head. It's not my thing. Initially. So, but when I realized that, okay, my partner likes this, I should just have to, because it's not about me.
Yes.
For every time I have sexual intercourse with my wife, I'm satisfied. I come and I'm happy. Does she come? So if she doesn't come, what makes her come?
You search for it.
Yes, whatever makes her come and makes her satisfied. You search for it, you read, you have the internet, and because when she's not happy, you're not happy. And when you are both happy sexually,
yes,
you see the smile,
the joy,
the excitement, you see the joy and all of that. So
the woman will even say thank you.
So
I do now.
So it's no matter what takes you out.
Yes.
No matter what keeps you out.
Yes.
I know somebody who is always out. But you see, whenever the wife travels or the wife is not around, he will tell you, my wife is coming back in so and so and so deal. May everybody avoid you.
Avoid me.
No matter how difficult or tough it is, may everybody avoid me.
Yes.
When they come back, I need to satisfy madam. Madam needs to be okay. So it's just stupidity, wickedness, and selfishness for you not to care about how your partner feels sexually.
It's just infidelity. You are satisfied outside. That's just it. Just infidelity.
You know, the truth is this. I feel a lot of times when they have side chick outside, they've taken the emotions away from that their emotion has been shifted from the wife. So most times when they come back home, they don't have that urge.
But they are okay.
But because they are already okay outside. And I think there was a day a lady sent me a voice note. Her husband was checking her friend, and the husband was crying that her friend is not replying him. The husband started crying. This woman is your wife's friend, close friend. You now the child, they want to share tears for phone, say he never agree accept you. But if not for the fact that that girl had to send the wife, see, I don't want to destroy your marriage, but caution your husband. You see that the length these men can go to do things, and then at the end of the marriages are destroyed. You know, the emotions, the feelings, the woman's feelings that's a lot of times you just see that some women now, they've shifted their emotions and feelings to their children.
Yes.
So this style of a thing, some of them don't satisfy their wives, and that's why they go out. But even though I know it is not right, no matter what it is or the circumstances, shouldn't permit a woman, we can never sign it or be a party to that you should go outside. But we want the men to understand that if you know the style that makes your wife get to, how do they call it?
Cloud
nine. Like you said, search for it and do it.
Not be papa, mama,
No,
papa.
do you understand? And a lot of times that what thing they make Christian marriage they boring. Me, I don't classify you people as old, even if someone is already 10 years. I still see you as Gen Z, because you are still smart, you are still sharp, you know. So I like us to from what do you want to tell these our young girls who feel maybe any little thing, they think they want to leave the marriage, they are tired, they just feel that because probably they observe one or two things from the phone, or they've seen side chick report from the phone that 1, 2 things. Because I know there are sometimes you might have seen some things and you say, no, this is my marriage, I have to keep it. So what do you have to say?
I think they should just stay away from their husband's phone. That one is very important. Because whereby you go through your husband's phone, you will get hot. You will definitely get hot. Because you must see 1 or 2.
This man.
I don't go through my husband's phone.
Wow.
His phone will be here, ringing. I won't go through the phone. Maybe your phone, the ring, go pick your phone. I don't go through his phone. Just stay away from your husband's phone. You will get peace. And 2, forgiveness. I keep saying it. When you wrong your partner, you apologize.
Yes.
You forgive each other.
Yes.
The marriage will grow.
Wow.
It will grow.
Wow. So has there been anything that at the point this thing, you've hidden this thing in your heart, that he has done something to you, you just put it in your heart and you are wishing that you never got married to this man?
It's normal. It's normal.
Wow.
But you have to forgive.
You have to forgive still and stay in the
And
marriage.
stay in the marriage. And have patience. But if you're not patient, you're not going to
You know, because if you check today, I see some of our celebrities now. If you see some of them who are divorced, look at the kind of lifestyle. That's why I think every marriage should do whatever it takes to keep it. Because if a child lack that man, the training of a man, because there's a reason why God said woman and man has a vital role to play. As a father, if a child lacks that fatherhood training, it will be obvious. If you look at some of our celebrities today who have divorced and stuff, see as they are opening their body, and tomorrow these children will grow up. We are raising the wrong society. Because I think God's idea about marriage is to create a sane society. If we have good marriages, we'll have good society. Because the children, the generation, they come from us. So when you find out that any little thing you want to separate from your husband, you think because there's a greener pasture or there's a better option somewhere. It's not so. So move to Kelvin. Kelvin, what do you have to say to the young guys? Both the ones that are married, that feels that they cannot join their wives to do things in the house. They don't satisfy their wives sexually. Both the single ones who are, yet some of them are afraid to get married now. A lot of young men are afraid to get married.
I think first is the societal decay. Basically in Nigeria is high. and we must learn to restore family values. The other day I was at the mechanic to fix my wife's car, and a young lady drove in. She was pregnant, and while they were trying to fix her car, she just went to her car, bring out loud and lights with pregnancy. And I turned.
Jesus Christ.
Are you okay? I was like, what's going on here? And the mechanic said, this is her third picking now. So when you have that kind of decay in the society, what kind of offsprings do you intend to breed? For the husbands, you must learn that your partner is human.
Yes.
And no matter what you do outside, you must have that sense of responsibility and reasoning that you have a family, which is you. That side chick you're with will definitely leave you. She's there because of what she can get from you.
Yes.
And after a while, she will leave. And you don't even know how many persons she's meeting with, knowing fully well that you're married. What if she gets an infection and gives it to you? Because dating a side chick gets to a point where the guy becomes comfortable and you probably start having unprotected sex with her.
Yes.
What becomes of your family? Who takes care of your kids when infection kills you or something? And for the wife at home, you must also learn that it gets to a point in your marriage where you and your husband becomes brothers. The sexual turn-on is not just highly there anymore. So you also need to up your game.
Step up.
Okay.
Yes, as a woman, you need to up your game. Because sometimes he comes home, he's tired. He needs a massage.
Yes.
I have a friend, a big friend, who is very popular in the country. And we're having a conversation about, he married the second wife. And everybody was like, why would he leave this one to marry the second wife? And someone said something one day. He said, do you understand that this one, when he comes back from work, from the door, she takes the bag, she asks all the mopos, oh yeah, with her eyes, everybody leaves. And the woman in question is also a big person. And the man sits down, he pulls the man's shoes himself, stretches his feet, prepares the food for him, and massages him and all of that. At that point, her status in the society, she has dropped it
Aside, yes.
to take care of this man.
Yes.
And men likes to be babied. Men likes to be babied. They likes to be pampered. So you must also learn to give her that treat, to give him that treat, to make him feel home, to make him feel that he wants to come back home. It's also very, very important. So to sustain your home is a vice versa thing. Truly speaking, is a vice versa thing. The women, they need to up their game. What kind of food does they like eating? I told my wife one day, I said, going forward, I don't want my food to be served by my house help. She makes the food, yes, but I don't want her to give me the food.
Yes.
Except you're not at home. But if you're home, why would she give me food? So we must learn to revoke back that decency, that family decency and decorum.
Yes.
That keeps family together, that bonds them together.
Yes.
That keeps our parents in marriage.
Yes.
So I think when we do that, we'll help ourselves to.
Now, when you go out, because most times, based on your job, you are always out. How do you carry her along? Because this has been an issue where a young man will go out, he doesn't communicate. 2, 3, 4, 5 days is outside. He has even forgotten that somebody is at home. So how do you manage that process?
One is that no matter what happens, I cannot sleep outside my house.
It's a law.
It doesn't happen.
Except it's out of
Except I've traveled.
Are you serious? Wow.
If I like, let me stay in the club to 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. I must go home. I cannot sleep out. And when I travel, I'm always on constant video call with my family.
Wow.
They must know where I am. See, when they are humans, you know, I and my friends were talking one day and we said, sometimes I take her out, so let's just go and have a drink. Let's go to Paprika.
Yes.
The other was sometimes I'll just say, okay, I'm at home with the kids. You and your friends, you guys should go out and have your time and gist.
Yeah.
They need that time. They are humans. Somebody we were talking the other day, we said, all these women they try. If they do 10% of what they do, they go die.
Yes,
they go die.
Yes,
they just get BP die. So we don't get BP die. So sometimes you let them have their time. Let them unwind, let them unbond with their friends, talk, have their family, but also be careful in the kind of friends your wife keeps. Like my wife can never be a party of all these people that will go to the gym in the morning and end up in the evening. My wife is not in any social group with anybody. If he's not a Christian, he's not a church group, he's not in any group. Because when you go to the gym these days, you start asking yourself, what is this whole thing all about? Is it just about the fitness, or there's more to it? So the kind of company she keeps and you keep,
Yes.
has a long way to go.
Okay, madam, has there been any because I know that in this, especially in this Asaba that I know very well, there are a lot of groups who party every Sunday. They have one location. Is it that you're not moved to be part of this set of people? Because I see them over time. Sometimes they wear all white party. You will see them, they'll be jaye. So why are you not part of them? Why don't you feel?
I go to parties when it's necessary. Maybe a friend's birthday party, my husband's friends. Not like I don't like partying, but not all the time.
Yeah.
Once in a while, you just go out with your friends, go for a birthday party, you hang out. Not every day.
Yeah. I have learned a whole lot. And from what Kevin, I already know that you coming on this platform, I know that you have so much to say. So please, I'd just like to say one word for the men out there.
It no easy. Considering the hustle and tussling,
Yes.
considering the kind of girls you see everywhere, what
Hey!
they wear,
A problem.
and the rest of them, you know easy. But then you must tell yourself one thing:
Yes.
my family first. My wife will always say something. When you go to tell her, or maybe you see your husband, they talk to person.
Yes.
My wife will say, if you go finish, you go come back house. Now me the house.
So the one went outside. It's
You not concern me.
So you must learn to realize that your family comes first. When you show them that love, show them that respect, show them that care and commitment, you have less of a problem. And have friends where you guys can advise yourselves.
Yes.
Trust me, I have the best set of friends in it.
Wow.
When people are going astray, they will call you, boy, this one you dey do so.
Maybe so.
You know work. You know work. Now me like me go call your wife, tell her this thing. That's the kind of friends that I have. You know, you put yourself on check, because it's sometimes you can easily be carried away with the flay, the razzmatazz, and everything that happens around.
Yes.
I personally decide the kind of gym I go to because I don't want to be distracted.
Yes.
Because some of the things I don't have problem with people going to work out in the gym. It's perfect. Everybody.
But this gym, I don't know whether I only Asabasha, but I don't
No. It's not.
It's everywhere.
Now, some people they go gym, they can't wear go. You can't have say, wait be this one.
This one.
So I decide where I go to. I decide where I do my things, and you just need to have your sanity.
Wow.
And trust me, when you have a peaceful home, your life will flourish. I have a friend who told me, it's my uncle, the wife told me that she can never pray for the husband. She knows the woman, and I keep telling her, he says, for this thing that this man did, that she will never pray for the husband. And so we must learn not to hurt them to that point.
Yes.
We must learn not to hurt them to that point, because when someone is nice and supportive and sincere to you, and they feel bad and pray for you, trust me, it doesn't go well. My wife, she's a civil servant. She earns a salary.
Yeah.
My salary is not much, but I pay her every month from my salary. Yes. As long as the salary is coming, I'm paying her myself. I say, oh yeah, baby, take.
Wow.
It doesn't have to do with the money we spend at home and all of that. She understands, but you must be a man. The Bible said you're a man. You must be a man. You must man your family.
Yes.
You must man your family. And when you man your family, the respect will come. It's not by the amount of money you have.
Yeah.
But it's about the heart and the sincerity. So we just have to use our senses and be human.
Wow.
Do unto her.
Yes.
What you want them to do unto you.
Yes.
So it's basically, and keep away from third parties.
You know, I think if everybody have the kind of mindset you have, because from the things you've said, I think any woman who flows in this line, it will be difficult to have a man wake up one morning, except he's a foolish man who doesn't reason well. So to just wake up and say, no, I don't want this woman, because I think you have a lot of balance in your marriage, you know, because this phone thing, I know it has a man who goes out the wife looking at the man's phone, wants to know what is there. These are the major things that have destroyed a lot of marriages today. And if you can stay out of this thing and have understanding, I'm sure we'll have less issues. So I'd like you to say just one thing for the young girls out there.
I think number one thing I would say is we should be very prayerful. We should pray for our husbands. Because when you pray for them, they will stay out of temptation. But the women there, they know they go ordinary.
Yes. Yes.
It's not ordinary. It's not easy for a man to see those.
Yes, curves. And stay on track.
So we pray for them so that they will be able to come back. At least when you enter, you go fit come back out. Because you must enter. You cannot stop. No, you cannot stop it. You cannot stop it. I used to tell him now, baby, this one where you dress like this. That's a new catch you. But you pray for them so that they will come back. That is it. Just be prayerful. At times I dey wear shoe, I go pray. This shoe where they go dance for clubs. So you not go again.
Wow.
He knows now.
This is inspiring.
We will just pray for them. They will come back.
You see, I think if you look at some of us today, our mothers, the reason they kept their marriage and their marriage lasted for decades is as a result of them being on their knees for their husbands. But we have lost that idea. Nobody, the young generation feels, now do me, I do you, you cheat, I cheat. So, but how many people have this mind that you just said you wear his shoes and begin to pray?
Yes, now he knows.
I mean, wow.
Those is canvas used to wear and go to club.
Yes.
Fusion to go and dance. He wear them for midnight.
And kabash.
He will go come back.
God, man.
You know some men, they go out, they don't come back. You go there say, this one don't live in wife. It's not saying we should so
those things are spiritual.
Spiritual. So what do? You pray. It's not about shouting. Where they go?
So how long can you pray? Because I remember there's a group I created, and the ladies keep asking me, sir, we have been praying. How long do we have to pray for this man to stay in one place?
Pray till you see changes. You pray till you see changes.
Wow. This is Kevin. I mean, you are lucky. I mean, because knowing that you have your kind of job and everybody knows you from day one. You are a showbiz person. You are into all kinds of, as a politician, even entertainment lifestyle. You are there, all kinds. It takes you. God just gave you this woman because He has seen you. I keep saying that there are some people who are dear to God, that God won't want something to happen to them. So whatever thing they want to get into, God personally begin to guide them towards that direction.
Another question you need to ask yourself is, what do you want in a wife? I know you. I think it was in one of our Heavens event that you met your wife.
Yes.
They were different girls. They were different people.
Yes.
The question is, what do I want in a wife? Before I got married, I traveled. I was out and I met one of the richest persons in this country, the daughter. And we got talking. And I realized that this is a kind of, the money is there, the fame is there, the influence is there.
Yes.
But I realized that if you kiss her 1 minute today and kiss her 2 minutes tomorrow, she'll tell her mother. She call you today, you don't pick, you pick tomorrow, she will tell her mother. Then the question is this the kind of home I want to build? What are you looking out for in your partner? Are you looking at the fame? Are you looking at the finances? I've seen friends, I've seen lovers who sit together, they drink, they smoke together. I know people who will tell their wife to go and bring her friends, let's have threesome. It happens, it's in this town.
Married man.
Yes, married one, the woman will go and bring her friends.
Wait, the woman, like the man and the wife.
And the wife friend. They will it happens. It's a common thing. Trust me, it's a common thing. Yes. So instead of going outside, or probably while they were dating, the guy knows the girl is a lesbian, and it's okay. Do you know what? I won't stop you from doing it, but you'll be bringing her home. Let's all do it together. It's common. It's common. It's everywhere in this town and outside. Even people that are popular.
Yes.
You say Just don't do it outside. Come home. Let's all do it together. So, you must ask yourself, what do you want? What do you really want? So if you can't fix this from the beginning, you don't change the goalpost at the middle of the match.
Yes.
So from the get-go, you must have decided what you want to do. You're marrying somebody who is into drugs and all of that. You say you want to change her in the marriage. How?
It's possible.
It takes the extra grace of God for such persons to be changed. So there's a whole lot. That's why I said there's a whole lot of moral decayedness in
Yes.
society that we need to. I don't even think it's just about prayers. Prayers will work. Have you ever driven towards
DBS.
Pinnacle Castle Junction
Yes.
and see the number of exotic cars women drive down to come and buy drugs? I'm more of an activist, and I've approached them several, and I've approached the people who sell those things. How does this thing happen? The security agencies cannot tell you that they don't know those places. They do. You see women, married women, parked expensive cars
To get drugs.
to buy drugs.
How did we get here?
How did we get here? And the husbands knew about it. And then you're smoking, you have the baby inside your womb, and you expect the baby to grow and not get addicted to drugs. All these girls, they have no respect when they are done taking this thing, so they talk
Yes.
to you anyhow. They insult the man, they abuse the man. I have somebody that was talking to my wife the other day. I think she's less than 25, and she was telling my wife that she's going to the gym, that she doesn't want to have another baby, that she's working on her body with just one child.
Just one.
With just
Can
one.
you imagine?
So God will help us, and let's try as much as we can to restore our family values. For people like you who have been doing this, I thank you, I commend you. People are getting changed, your words are touching people. You cannot change everybody at the same time.
Of course.
But the Bible said that there is there's celebration in heaven for one soul
Yes.
that reverse or turn back to God. So,
Yes.
and I also pray that persons will learn from your interview with us today,
Yes.
and
Of course.
build their
Wow.
homes.
Wow. I want to say a big thank you to the both of you. And that's why I keep saying, always stay on Family Clinic. You know, one of the things we want to create here is to change your perception about marriage, relationship, and life affairs. So always come to Family Clinic, stay here, and transform your life, transform your mind, change the mind, change the narrative, so that things can work out with you. Thank you very much. Keep sharing, keep subscribing, and follow us on all our platforms. God bless you. Stay tuned.